Welcome to part two. I'm just waiting for Jerry to log on. Here he is. Here's Jerry. Women love him, men want to be him. Hello, Jerry.
Be all right if
Yeah.
didn't
So,
keep dropping my phone.
I know, right. We've got all 9 o'clock. Then I've got Andy, who's not from Aberdeen, on. Right. So we've covered the Crocker one and Donovan. We both agreed then that Donovan were harshly treated by Marcus McDonnell. Now, let me just point out something here. Right? Marcus McDonnell, for years, has always been team matchroom. Now, certain referees that are A-star align themselves with certain promoters. And it's usually one or the other because there's two big dogs in the UK. Steve Gray, he's Team Queensbury. McDonnell has always been Team Matchroom. Right, it's not hard to fathom out. Howard Foster has always been Team Matchroom. So Terry O'Connor, he's Team Queensbury. And this is just how it goes. We need a clean sweep of these A-star. I'm just going to finish it off on this. Do you agree we need a clean sweep of these A-star referees? And let's get some new blood in because these people have been hanging around for donkey's years like bad smells. They're going to take it to the death. I think they're 65 when they get rid of them. And then they go still referee at other organisations. But he needs a clean sweep. That's all I want to say. Right.
Yeah, it's the
Go on, sorry, Joe. Go
same
on.
old faces, Ross, that
It's the
have
what,
been
Jerry? It's the what?
it's the same old faces that have been lingering about for
Yeah, it's the
years.
same old face that's trying to do favours for certain promoters all the time to stay in the mix, to get the nod, to say, do you want another gig next weekend? And every weekend they're flying all over Europe, Vegas, New York, Saudi, London, whatever. They're getting petrol money if they're in UK. You're only got to drive 400-mile round trip to get the 780 quid in fuel money. I know because I've seen it paid out. I've seen them come with a petrol with a mileage things that they fill in. I've seen it. They all hang around at the end of every show. They all sit together with the dicky bows on, waiting for somebody from the promotional company to come and tip up the readies to them. That's just how it goes. These people are ponchers. They're no different to other people in boxing. They're ponchers. They're their own little group of vultures. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
surprise me.
But they've got more brass and necks than anybody. Do you know why? Because one week they're going to shaft you, next week they're going to smile. Now, I've pulled many of these people. So you've got some balls sitting here, haven't you? After that result last week. Well, you didn't see me leave, did you? They've got massive balls because nobody dare say out to them. I do if I see them. I tell them what I think of them. So I'm not a license holder, I can. People who've got license holders can't say anything to referees, frightened to death. But the whole lot of them are a shower of shit. But I can take you to a few of them's houses. They're all wealthy men.
I'm
Because they're
sure.
all free gratis, free travel, free hotel, free food and beverage. Oh, yeah. And there's plenty of
Not too bad.
and get paid as well. And they've got jobs Monday to Friday. So it's a good little number to be on, isn't it? And
Sounds
nobody's
like
going
it.
to burst their bubble. And they know they're not, we're not saying they're taking backhanders, but they know what they've got to do on the night if they want to get all that again. Now, if that were football, tennis, or any other sport, there'd be riots in the street. So why do boxing fans put up with it? These A-star referees need wiping out, and we need new blood.
I agree.
All right? And we need Roberto Smith gone from the Board of Control. He's been there 18 years and he's still not give Gary Sykes his British title. And me and Julian McGowan, we proved that Gary Sykes he's owed a British title from the defences he had. But they won't do it because it costs that much to make another belt. Robert Smith, you're a shithouse and you always have been. Stay out of my way if you see me at a show. Yeah, you may laugh and joke and all that. But I don't work for Dennis now, so get ready for one of these lobbed on you. All right, I don't have to behave to keep people sweet now if I see you, you shithouse. Right, Jonathan Banks, is he training Big Meech? I've heard he is.
That's the latest rumor anyway.
Well, if he is,
Um,
why has Ben Davison not come out and done a sermon or a Monday Mass? Sunday sermon or a Monday Mass? Because any other time anybody farts in boxing, we have a sermon from Boxer Size Ben or Bombay Dave or any of these other trainers that can't get their heads off social media. They preach about word of oak and this and that, but we can't keep them off social media when anybody has a fart. Do you know what I mean? It's about the fighters, not the trainers. We've seen too many trainers doing interviews. It's not good for the sport, in my opinion. So why is Boxer Size Ben silent? You don't want to talk about Lee Wood, and you don't want to talk about Big Meech. So something's going down, isn't it? But what did I say when Big Meech got flogged on Ben Davidson's watch? I said he's down the road. And everybody said you're inventing knackers. Well, swallow on that one, you lot. Because if he'd have got flogged again with Ben Davison as trainer, people had been saying, well, why didn't you leave him? Because he leaves people after wins him. He didn't lose with Derek James, but he got rid of him, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I want to know, where's Ben Davison? Why have you not come out? Why don't Ben Davison come out and tell everybody that he was trying to get a job with Wilder back in the day? When I mentioned that on here, I was told I were inventing knackers. I weren't inventing knackers. Ben Davidson's a mercenary. He's done nothing with anybody from debut. That's the bottom line. He's the go-to guy because he's got promoters he rolls and he's up their arseholes. So we're going to see, aren't we? But Big Meat's got flogged on his watch. Nobody's mentioning it. Why? He's the go-to guy, isn't he? Go to Ben Davidson. He's the new Dark Lord. He's the best. Well, that's gone from Adam Booth to Ben Davidson to Andy Lee now. Well, we're going to see if Andy Lee's the real deal, but he's done well for Parker. But personally, I think Parker's been fighting old men, old fat men. Chisora shot to bits and fat. Zhang 40-odd and fat. Bacoli even fatter. Do you know what I mean? And Wilder shot to shit. So let's judge Parker when he's beating with somebody that's got a bit of vigor. Do you know what I mean?
Parker is a veteran now, even though he's only 34. And those guys that you're saying made up. Well, was Chisora in the top 10? But you know what I'm saying? Like those guys
were in top 10. Do me a favour, he shouldn't be in top 50. The man can't even talk properly.
I mean, when Parker fought him,
hey?
I don't know if he was. I mean, when Parker fought him, I don't know if he was in the top 10 or not. But I'm just like, for the Parker defense, I mean, he was just fighting the guys that were deemed, tough opponents.
Derek's a brass. He'll do anything for a couple $100,000, Derek. He'll turn up and do everything. He got rid of Don Charles 6 times. What's that say about Don Charles and say about Derek? There's no love lost in boxing, mate. It's every man for themselves. All this about my word is made of oak. It's all a load of shit. And all these people who keep doing interview after interview after interview, making out that these proper men, boxing men, and they're not in it for money and all that. It's a load of shit. Absolute load of shit. You know what I mean? They make you laugh. As soon as there's a few quid, they'll go, well, I had to work with him, I've got to do the best for my fighters, or I've got to do the best for my channel, or I've got to do the best for myself. That's it. That's the bottom line. People chat shit on a Monday, and then they eat shit on a Tuesday. That's boxing people for you, mate. I'm up to here with them. At least I've got my integrity. So
Parker, though, compared to Fury, for example, has beaten more top 10 guys than Fury, I think.
Who was Parker?
Yeah. So whether they're old fat men or not.
Maybe. I've listened to Tyson Fury's CV. He's piss poor. He's got 4 wins of a champions. Cunningham, an old man stepping up. Vladimir, 39-year-old, 8.5 months. And 2 wins of a Wilder, a one-trick pony. That's it. That's the Tyson Fury CV, but he's a GOAT. Ali's got 16 wins of a champions, not 4. And in one belt era. And you could probably add another 10 or 12 guys to Ali's record that were probably as good as them 4 that Fury beat. There you go, Ali beating Olympic gold medalist from 19 56 to 76 every Olympics. Even bashed up the 72 gold medalist, didn't he? The Cuban who couldn't turn pro. And his last fight were against an Olympian, and Trevor Burbick, who went on to be WBC champ, lost it to Mike Tyson. And he beat Archie Moore. So look at Ali's CV. He's a bad dude. The baddest. You know, they talk about the baddest man on the planet. They'll say it's Mike Tyson. What? Because he's a big rapist? Nah. Muhammad Ali was the baddest man on the planet. He's a bad dude. Bad like Usyk. He's a bad dude. These are bad dudes. Ali and Usyk. Not your Tyson Furies and Mike Tyson, the rapists. People chat so much shit. Start messing around with boxing and all hell breaks loose. It's going to be crazy, Gerry.
Well, Tyson Fury takes liberties, obviously, when it comes to saying.
Listen, the guy's worth 200 million. Who's he beat? Walking around with a goat tat on. What? Did you know Jamie McDonnell and Richie Woodall have beat more world champions than Tyson Fury? Eh?
Yeah.
Pair of them are on Skid Row. See where I'm coming from? That's
biggest illusion ever.
Eh?
Tyson Fury's career has been the biggest illusion ever.
Listen, he's the biggest gaslighter ever. He makes Joe Egan and Mickey Theo look tame. They're trying to get a fight in Saudi, them two. Oh my God, Gerry. Oh my God. What's Joe, a 3-1 journeyman who quit? Big pudgy, whatever. The Harry Carpenter said he's pudgy. Not a fight in about 33 years. Mickey Theo's never had a fight. And they're talking Saudi. Oh my God. Old men in the 60s talking about fighting. All we need now is John Fury to come out and say it's a load of knackers. I hope John Fury comes out and says, yeah, they can have it as a final eliminator and they get me, and then knocks it back. It's a load of shit for the sake of chatting shit. This is what we've got on social media. Old men chatting shit for the sake of chatting shit. Is this where we're at? All we need to throw in now is Brian Cockrell, don't we? With his Group N rally driving skills, blowing off helicopters and police cars in a Mondeo. I mean, what, after robbing banks and not run for murder? What shit are people chatting on social media? Absolute wafflers.
This is all John Fury's fault, though, because if he hadn't come out and said all these things about being the fittest guy over 50, this wouldn't be a talking point. But he created all this.
John Fury, who lives off the land. I live off the land. Was it John Rambo? What? He lives off the land. He's in that green Russian tank thing. 5 yards from his house, but how they filmed it, it looks like he's in wilderness. It's a load of shit. A load of old men chatting a load of shit about fighting, but not fighting. Been out of jail 10 years, Annie, in August, not thrown a punch. Oh, sorry. You give Asif Bali a slap and Usyk's cutman, 2 10-stoners. So, Gervonta Davis, let's move on from the adventures of Tintin and all these Billy liars. Gervonta Davis, I think he's very lucky to have his belt. You, Gerry?
Yeah. What can I say? Don't think you can just play with the rules that way. I've never seen that done before, but it was like, if I touch this canvas, can I have a timeout because I need to go and talk to my corner? I've never seen anything like that before. So, the referee should have penalised him, and the referee didn't penalise him.
Yeah.
The referee did look a bit frustrated, and there looked like there was a bit of chat going back and forth between them. But is this? It was like the Gervonta Davis show, and he's employing everybody, and he's calling the shots. That's what that looked like to me. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. So he's very lucky to have his belt. And the fight was shite as well, I have to say. It would put a glass eye to sleep, as you would say. I thought it was boring.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Let's move on from him then, because he's a little cock. Uh, Dillian Whyte, speaking from one cock to another cock. Dillian Whyte, he's pulled out at Joyce fight now. Uh, why I don't know, because he should. He's approaching 37. Joe Joyce is approaching 40. Dillian Whyte should have the begging bowl out for that fight, man. And I mean, absolute begging bowl out. But the word around the campfire is he's pulled out with a hand injury and he
Yeah, that's what I've
wanted to
heard.
fight AJ, and it looks like that might be close. I mean, what shit houses are these, lot, eh? We're
Oh, I
doing
can't believe that.
if that's true, absolute shit houses. But I don't think he'd have done it without somebody else saying you can do that. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it. But listen, I don't believe a word Dillian Whyte says. He's a born liar. He's a four-time drug cheat. But nobody wants to pull him up about it except me. Nobody else is doing it. So, what do you think of that, Jerry? Dillian Whyte and his pull-out with Juggernaut Joe, Slow Joe. What do you make of it all?
Well, not to completely dismiss it, but he is getting older, so the likelihood of a hand injury, it's possible. You know, if that's going to be made, that fight between him and AJ, what an absolute sickener that is, because you know, at least AJ's still been slightly relevant over the last couple of years. Dillian Whyte sort of sank beneath the waves for however long it was after his initial fight with AJ went down the toilet because he got popped for whatever it was that they never disclosed. And he disappeared off the face of the earth for a bit. And then obviously he's come back and he's had those couple of fights to try and make it look like he's back busy and training and whatnot. But um, my first thought is okay, maybe it's legitimate. If it's not, then I would be furious to know that they're manipulating the fans again just to swerve. I mean, him and Joe Joyce is a good matchup because it's both guys at the end. So, I don't think that's a terrible matchup. I actually would give Joyce the upper hand in it because that's how shot I think Dillian Whyte is. So, if somebody has said to him, Dillian, duck out of this, create some fake excuse, and we can try and match it with AJ because he's not going to get Fury anymore. If that is what is going down, that is the biggest pile of shit I've ever heard. AJ, if I was AJ, I wouldn't fight White on the basis of I don't think he deserves to because he was categorically beaten the first time. Um, but they're obviously looking at it and thinking we can sell this the same way we did the first one and how we had a rivalry and we'll we'll make a lot of money from it. But you know what these people are like, and they're obviously to do anything to sell their souls. Like I just would hope AJ would rather fight somebody else rather than Dillian Whyte. So we'll see how it all pans out. I'm not dismissing the hand injury, but we haven't seen. I mean, this has obviously sort of come out today, but we haven't seen any kind of doctors' reports or anything like that. So
You're not going to get that from these shit houses. Listen,
probably not.
you said Joshua's relevant and all that, right? Listen, Anthony Joshua's last world title win was who? Pulev.
I more relevant than Dillian Whyte. I didn't say he
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
relevant.
okay, but his last world title win with Pulev, and how many
Pulev,
years
yeah,
ago was that, Jerry? Come on.
with 5.
So Joshua's been in wilderness donkey's years, hasn't he? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's ever come back from anything longer than that other than Big George. Big George and Ali, Muhammad Ali. Right. Well, let me say this to you. Big Meech is not Big George and Ali, is he? Muhammad Ali. So I don't see him doing anything. But the funny thing about it is, Eddie Hills in the blue corner from Bill and Ricky. Eddie Hills, 7-0, 5 by way of, fresh from his TKO victory over Adrian Mowell. Right. Eddie Hills was saying on social media, Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua is very close. That was a month ago today that he said. Very, very close, he said. It's on stomping ground. Go and have a look. Puppy Parsons, his bestie. These kiddies grooming, right. Well, that's a month ago today, and it's very close. Well, where's the news? Where's the news? 2 weeks ago, Bricktop said Fury's got a massive announcement to come out. Where's the announcement? It's lip service for the sake of lip service, and no fucker is pulling them up on it. He said that's the biggest fight in boxing. The second biggest fight in boxing is Ben Eubank, right? Ben Eubank, between them, 9 years ago, they've got a vacant British title. Or whatever, he got it off Nick Blackwell, didn't he? Whatever. That's it, what Eubank won. They've got no other belt between them. No area, no English, no British, no Commonwealth. Also, no area, no English. They've got a British Eubank, no Commonwealth, no European, no world title. That's it between them. Fury and Joshua have been on the floor 18 times, but technically it should be 19. But Marcus McDonald didn't give that one, did he? You know, when Joshua got flopped against Dubois, he gave him every alternative to save it. So they've got 18, 19 times on floor, 60 feet, and they've both been bashed up. Fury and Joshua. They've been down multiple times, and they've got loads of losses between them. Right. Well, that's the biggest fight in boxing. The second biggest one is Ben Eubank, a two-time drug cheat who's never won any belt out of them 6 levels. And Eubank 9 years ago got a vacant British, right, or wherever he got off Nick Blackwell. That's it. The 2 biggest fights in boxing. So why is that? I'll tell you why. Because of their social media presences. And that's what social media has done to the sport of boxing. But no fucking YouTuber is going to mention this to them, are they? Only moi. But I'm pissing in an hurricane, me, aren't I? I'm pissing in an hurricane. People will pick bones like what I say on here with bigger platforms, but I know it comes from here. So as long as I can put my head down on pillar at night, I'm not bothered when your Carl Frotchers and Simon Jordans are picking bones out my scripts. Because I don't write shit down now, it's all in here. I don't need any shit for this lot, Jerry. I don't, do I? Because, you know, when you tell the truth, why do you need to write stuff down? I don't need to prepare, do I? I'm not like Coogan behind a camera reading things that Karen Mazzoni is giving from Matchroom, Eddie's little runabout PA, or is it Barry's PA? Here you are, ask Eddie that lot today that she's typed out for him. There's none of that for me. I just shoot from hip. Because you know when you tell the truth, you can look at mirror at night, can't you? This lot can't. They've been spinning yarns for 15 years down there at Matchroom, and it's all come apart, hasn't it? They put all their eggs in one basket with Big Meech. And look what you've got, a big shivering cunt who's scared of his own shadow. Well, am I right? He's wanted to get in there with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte can't string a sentence together. Have you seen how he talks? He's like puffing outside at mouth. He can't even get his words out. He's that thick. I thought Chisora were a big dummy. Have you heard him talk? Dillian Whyte. It's like that, isn't it? Dillian Whyte made a name for himself on IFL. That's it. That's it. Did you see that interview Coogan did 2 years ago? And he said, "Oh, these are my best friends in boxing: Dave Allen, Conor Benn, Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearn and Billy Joe."
The dream team.
All because they do views. I didn't see any journeymen's names there. When are IFL going to go interview journeymen? When are they going to go interview somebody who nobody knows? It's no good to them, is it, that?
Of course not.
Being amongst the views, they don't care for boxing, they care for that. Nobody's going to pull them up about it, are they? Nobody. Because when you do pull them up, I've put it on Cougar, me in Bulgaria. Me and Dennis were sat there, and that Celia, Peter Fury's lawyer, I put it on you, didn't I, Cougar, in Bulgaria? 10 minutes later, me and Dennis had a roller on and bit my arm down and choked him out with my knee on his Adam's apple. I put it on you, didn't I, Coogan? Well, I lose access. I've got a mortgage. That's what these people are about. That. They're not about boxing or what's right. They're not me, them. They come for a fucking candle to me, then hear that shower of shit. Where are we heading with this boxing game, Jerry? Tell me. Skid Row.
I don't know. What you were saying earlier about the trainers, though, the whole phenomena of trainers being interviewed and whatnot is all because of the YouTube, basically taking off and giving
views. These YouTubers, they want views. They're not about boxing. They're about views. Social media's killed boxing off. It's killed it off, and there's only me making a stance. Nobody's making a stance like me. Nobody's making a stance like me about this sport. Nobody. But I can't carry the burden. I can't. I've been doing it 7.5 years, and I'm still pissing in an hurricane. I've tried everything to cut my legs off, Jerry, but I'm still here. Everything, kid. Everything. The mission is just getting stronger and stronger, kids.
I thought you didn't drink much.
I don't drink much, but you know what, mate? I swear to God, last 3 or 4 days when I'm getting to night time, I'm starting to unwind. I train my bollocks off each day. I'm doing 2 runs a day now, or 1 run, and I've done 2 today. I sent you a video of a night run. Same one as I done this morning, but I usually do a run in the morning and mountain bike at night, or vice versa. I do my 500 sit-ups and a few weights and that. But do you know what? I'm that pissed off with the sport at the moment that I'm down in triple gin and tonics at night. Only a couple, and probably half a bottle. Big Ron give me a load of wine out of his wine. Out of his when he lived at opposite Clinton Woods, Ridgeway Moor, is it? So you can take that. I'm just polishing all that off. I might as well finish it off.
Did you not steal a couple of bottles on him as well?
Pardon?
Did you not steal a couple of bottles?
Yeah, I helped me send to a couple. Like, I thought, well, why not? Yeah, they were covered in dust and that. Like, 2000.
You mustn't have wanted them, Ross.
Yeah, you what?
He mustn't have wanted those ones, so that's all right.
Yeah, Dennis. Last time I seen Dennis, I went to he's got a place somewhere else now, and I went and I said, "What's all that over there?" We went to Leeds to a show. Went back to his. So what's that over there? It was Jamaican rum. Somebody sent him a box because he gets loads of freebies, doesn't he? He says, "Take a couple of them." I said, "I'll take a box if I want." He says, "You probably would, you." And he gave me a couple of rum. That was last bit of drink I had from him. But I had some wine from when he lived at Ridgeway Moor. But he's a big winehead, isn't he, Big Ron?
Likes a bit of buckfire.
I'll tell you what he had in his garage. It was all covered in dust. He had a big, massive coffee machine. I think he had about $6,000 for it. What's that? He was from his bistro restaurant that he'd shut down. I said, "What are you going to do with it?" He went, "I want you to put it on eBay." So I'm not putting it on eBay. He goes, "And whatever it fetches, I'll split with you. Otherwise, it'll just end up getting waiting for scrap." Because Dennis is one of them that he don't really value dough much. When you get to what with that amount of wealth, people like that don't value it. Whereas me and you would be like, "Oh, get it on eBay. Let's see if you can get like $1,000 for it and lose 5 and get $1,000." And every time I see a coffee machine, I actually bought Mickey Theo a coffee machine. It cost me a fortune before we fell out. And I bought him a coffee machine. And I kept thinking I should have gone and got, before I paid for it, I should have gone and got that one out of Dennis's garage up at Ridgeway Moor. But I didn't. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah.
You bought him a coffee machine, though?
Mickey Theo, yeah. I bought him a coffee machine. Mickey Theo, when we were pals, when we were running riots. Yeah, I got him a coffee machine. Yeah, Mick. And I don't even know if he's used it. He's into coffee, isn't he, Mick? But I weren't. But yeah, I bought him a coffee machine. And a lot of money as well. Yeah. A good one.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to turn it with a shitter when he's living in a fucking 3 million quid house, am I? I'm not going to give him a 50 quid, am I? But yeah, but yeah, we were chummy then, back in the day. But yeah, Big Ron's into his coffee, like yeah. I think it's tea with Manuka now, is it? To lemon tea, but I like a cup of coffee myself. But some people are into them that you get like a capsule thing, aren't they? You know, like a
Yeah.
sauce sachet thing.
Like a cartridge type thing.
Yeah, cartridge thing. But I just like that Nescafe Azura or Americano. I like them, me, or mochas. You know, them mocha sachets. I like them.
Yeah.
Me, but I'm not
I
a
like
coffee
them.
snob. I'm not a coffee snob, but I couldn't go back to just having like a Nescafe Jerry because it's a lot. It's cat piss, isn't it?
I do the just the stuff that you put in the press and then you push down on the plunger like that. You know, I used to just take instant, but now I can't go back to that. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't say I was a snob either, though.
yeah. Let's see how long we've got left. Right, I want to for the next 5 minutes. I want to talk about Egggate, egg slap. From
Oh, egg get oh fuck.
2 seconds. Let me just send out this message, and then we'll be on. Hang on a minute, because he's going to be texting me any minute. You lads have got like a little group thing going on, you know, I've been told.
You know, Andy's been found out. He's a vampire.
Oh, is that? Oh,
Andy is a vampire. Did you not
yeah,
know this?
yeah, he probably is. Andy, I'm
Making
going to be 5 minutes, mate. All right, I've just got Jerry on, you know, with his Magnum Tash. So give me 5 minutes. Go on, mate, you were saying.
yeah, Andy he's always making his videos in the middle of the night, like so we've
Oh, yeah,
booked
yeah,
him
yeah.
down.
Andy's a night raker, isn't he? He's a night raker on a weekend.
Yeah.
Go on then,
But
Jerry. Take it away. Egggate. What did you make of it all?
egg get oh the biggest load of shite ever. I can't believe we're in the state of boxing now where we need to have so much amateur dramatics and pantomime to sell a fight. To sell a fight that shouldn't be made because, well, it's a mismatch, and they're only making it off the back of the names of the fathers. But this is the sort of thing that seems to interest casuals, and the promoters are going to exploit it because it's all about at the end of the day. So what did I think of Egg Get? A lot of people thought it was funny and whatever, and okay, it's nice to see Connor Ben with egg on his face, but Ross, I can't stomach all that stuff. It's piss. I can't. I just can't. I'm not going to watch that
Cocksuckers,
fight.
lot of them, mate. Cocksuckers at all the stage. You know, Terry's like, no, it won't stage. Listen, how can you
Probably.
get in there with an egg? Because they pat you down, mate. You can't, it's impossible, mate. So it's all staged. They're all in on it. Eddie Hills, the Iceman. 7-0, 5 by way of. No fucking footage, though. Eddie Hills and all the rest of them, they're all in on it and they're all trying to get pay-per-view money out of lot. And Crusher, he's going to play villain, hasn't he? Because he's a two-time drug cheat. He can't go there holier than holier and whiter than white. He's got a bit villain. Eddie just said, right, you're the villain. And Chris Eubank Jr., who's normally the villain, and you're not the villain, you're the good guy. But basically, a pair of them are cocks.
Could have said it better.
Couldn't have said it better. Right, I'm going to get off then because I've got Andy on. And I'm just going to. Oh, Jerry, I just want to say before I go, it's been great having you on. How long have you been coming on now?
It was a year in November past. So what's that? One, two,
15
three.
months.
Thanks.
16 months.
That's it. Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
enjoyed it?
I have, mate. It's been up and down though in terms of the sort of things that we have to cover.
Yeah.
Um, and I can see what happened, Julian. It can burn you out. I felt burnt out after just this
Julian,
weekend.
we were tight as though. I haven't spoken to him since 2nd of January last year. Yeah, I'm pissed off with Julian, to be honest. To just like say in for it, for him no more. But if he's out there, Julian, listen, I can understand. why you got pissed off with sport, and I shouldn't have got pissed off with him, to be honest. But sometimes, boxing can drive wedges between us. I mean, look at Froch. When his Crusher Ben interview comes out, I want to see some proper questions asked, because if not, I'm going to fry him. Get ready, mate. And it's going to hurt me. But an 18-year of friendship down pan. But I'm going to set about him on here if he don't go after Crusher Ben. And they've done the interview, I've been told, so we're going to see, aren't we? But I can't put up with that, mate. From everything that were going to happen and this and that. Well, he's had the interview, what everybody wanted. So I hope he hadn't tickled his arsehole like he did Turkey's and Ben Whittaker's. So we're going to see, aren't we? This is what boxing does to us all. Okay, so that's that. I'm afraid I can't be setting my stall out with my channel and the concept and vibe of my channel and then giving people a free pass. So we're going to see, Jez, aren't we?
We will see, mate. We will.
You think he'll tickle Ben's arsehole?
Yeah.
Well, I hope he don't. I'm praying he don't. My ex will be praying he don't because she likes him, doesn't she? But listen, mate, we've got to stand up and be counted. All right.
100%.
You take care, Gerry.
Take it easy, Russ.
Peace out. Cheers, mate. Bye. Well, that was Gerry from Northern Ireland with his smooth voice and his magnum tash. What a guy. Women love him. Men would like to be him. All right. Well, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. That gin has hit me on it. That's what happens when you drink alcohol in an empty stomach. Go on, pop, pop, bang. Oh, God, I hope Frotcher's interview with Ben's going. I hope he puts it on him. Oh.